little crooked, but you know what? I think that's just going to have to be today. All right. So, good morning. Hello, hello. Glad to see you. I can't tell who you are. I see somebody waving, but I've got my phone kind of across the room, not like my Zoom here. I don't know if you can see my laptop here, but hey, we've got connection. It's awesome to see you guys today. Running a little behind, had to finish with a client. So I came in this morning. I'm just going to vamp a little bit while I'm making sure everything is connected, because you know how it is these days. We've got connection, or do we, right? We are one, working with Zoom, working with Instagram, working with Facebook. It's all part and parcel, owned by all the same people. Can I just get one app to work it all, right? That's all I'm asking for today. And hey, I do want to say a shout out before we come on, because we're having a bit of an issue with connecting. And if it doesn't connect properly, then I'm just going to get off of it and go do my thing and worry about that later. I want to say a shout out to my client, Amanda, because she's so awesome. I got this selenite and this cute little eye. She made this. It's so beautiful. It's got the eye, the all-seeing eye, and it's a little jeweled case that you can pop some trinkets inside. I love energy work because I'm working with amazing clients and watching them grow, watching them ascend. How amazing is that, right? Here we are. Okay, live. You can see me walking around in my camera here. Hey, all right. And I'm live on Instagram. Amazing. I love it. We are everywhere now. It's all me, a one-woman show, right? I could record it ahead of time and I can edit it for you, but c'est la vie. Who's got time for that? I don't have an editor. But you know what? Hey. Today the subject is what's triggering you, right? What is triggering you? I don't see the subject anymore, the title on Instagram, but that's okay. I'm going to answer it later. Hey, welcome. For those of you who don't know me, I am Nicole Borghi, right? I'm Nicole Borghi. I'm the sabotage smasher. I work with women in their 40s to eliminate stress, anger, and help them realize that they can, in fact, work towards and achieve their goals. So if you're stressed out, if you're angry, if you can't reach your goals, what is it? We've got to recognize what it is. So I work with women in a variety of ways, from online courses, digital online courses, to group programs, one-on-one coaching. If you're in Las Vegas and in Henderson, shout out to you. I'm here. We can work one-on-one. I do go out and about and go to clients' homes. It is amazing to be with and work with my clients one-on-one, wherever it's necessary. And I want to be available everywhere for everybody. But that being said, with everybody, and I've got some note here's on one I wanted to address besides why are you triggering? What's triggering you today? What is triggering you? What's the trigger? We're all triggered. We're all upset. People push our last button. What is it, right? If you're mentally foreclosed and you're shut down, right? You're shut down because you don't want to deal with anything. I get it. You don't want to be there. You don't want to deal with anything. You just want to close it out, have no joy come into your life. And you've just been stressed. You're emotionally triggered. You're emotionally exhausted. Your body is just in rehab. You can't work out. You don't work out. You don't get off the couch. What is that? What is it that's triggering you? What is it that's making you mad? What is it that's making you angry? Who is it that's making you angry? When we get triggered, that's a sign that we are seeing things in our life, people in our life that actually do, that do represent us internally. We feel that they don't understand us. They don't see us for who we are. But are we showing our true self to them? Are we showing our true self to us? Are we acknowledging who we are deep down in that shadow? Who's that inner child? What is it that is getting us? What is it that is triggering us? You know, when you're driving, you're triggered. When you're working out at the gym, maybe you're triggered because somebody's getting next to you and you're just getting a pace on, you're getting a good pace on the treadmill, and you're running and that person gets next to you and their stuff's falling all over the place. They're on the phone. They have no sense of what's going on the treadmill, how to use the equipment. They're hitting the buttons, the things are beeping. And you were in a good stride, right? You're working out, you're going on, you're running, you're doing your thing. And all of a sudden you're tripping all over yourself on the treadmill because you lost focus. You allowed that person next to you to trigger you. What happened? Was that you? Maybe at one point that was you, or maybe sometime in your life. What does it represent? Maybe sometime in your life that represents you not being able to be organized and get focused. It's us. It's us internally. Who wants to say that it's us? I don't. I tend to take a lot of stuff on and feel guilty, and I've been there, people. I understand. And you feel that guilt, you feel that rage and that anger, and because you've been holding it in, and then you start to snap, and you're yelling at the person like, "What are you thinking? You know, you don't belong here. Don't come to the gym if you can't get your crap together. If you can't focus, you're here to work out. You're not here to take selfies." Yeah, we all take selfies to post for our social media accounts, but stand over to the side when you're not interrupting people, right? Hello. Somebody just joined. I'd wave at you. Thanks for watching the Instagram live, but I'm going to wave at you from across the room in the cosmic universe over here on Instagram. Hey, so what is it that triggers us? What is it that is our deep emotional fear? How do we develop that emotional intelligence to get over the trigger? So if you guys are watching, if you see this, it gets caught. It's my frequency machine. And I use this every day. It's one of my lifters. I'll talk about it later. I'm just going to put that on the table. So, hey, I'm just hooked up. It's not my earbuds. I'm just hooked up to my little healing machine. I love it. I take this little pocket thing anywhere because I'm about vibrations all the time. Anyway, I digress. When we're triggered, we're mad, we're angry. But what we don't tend to see is what's inside of us. Where does that represent us as the human? And trust me, I've been there. You go to the gym and people just can't get it together anymore. And yeah, I work out at home, but it wasn't because of 2020. I work out at home because I don't want to be in the gym. I found that, there was times where I was getting triggered from other people. There was so much going on, and being an empath myself, I was taking those feelings on. And those emotions, everything was upsetting me. Everything was everybody else's fault. It was Murphy's Law. If it could happen, it would happen. I didn't have any luck but bad luck, right? If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. We've all been there, but it's those darn triggers. It's how do you forgive that? So what do you do? When we're triggered, there are things within us that we haven't worked out in an emotional state. So when we look at self-leadership is the clarity and the awareness of our moods, our emotions, and our surroundings. So understanding where you're at, what's going on, what triggers you, where do you get at that point? Pay attention to your body, right? Where do you get where you're just balling a fist and you feel like you want to punch somebody out, right? Where do you get where your shoulders are shrugging up? And where do you go that you can release? Who are you with? If you're constantly with people that trigger you, if you're constantly in places that trigger you, that you feel that you want to fight or knock somebody out or or cut somebody off on the road, that means that you're going places and you're doing things you shouldn't be doing and you're not aware of what the trigger was. You need to take a moment when you step into the car and just breathe, okay? Thank you, whoever your angels and your guides are. Thank you for allowing me to have a safe and good trip. That's all you have to ask for. You don't have to get into a lot of detail. You just have to say, you know what? Hey, I'm going to look ahead and I'm going to have a good trip. Don't get into it. Don't get into the mind, the monkey mind, and that mind melding of the sabotage kicking you in. I hate getting on the road. Look, I drive in Vegas. I don't know about you, but I drive in Vegas and people are nuts. Traffic or no traffic, you could be the only driver on the road in 6 lanes and somebody's going to come out you from nowhere and tell you, well, you're going 100 miles an hour. Don't tell the cops. And you're going like, what is this? I'm magnetizing. You're magnetizing that. So I get it. I understand it. But how do you approach it? How do you approach it? And then when you're in that moment where that person is triggering you and you're in that moment, where can you go to get away from that driver? If you have to move a lane, move a lane. Don't get into the space that they need to go around me, because they don't care. You care. Remember, care about you. Take time to care about you. So be aware in your emotional space. It's just like being at home with family. What triggers you? Your kids. You know, we all have that moment. The kids come in and you're just like, whoa, I needed a minute. And they're yelling or they're screaming and they're hungry. They do that all the time. They do it every day. Why do they keep coming back? I don't know. But they love you and you love them, right? So you want to understand what triggers you. Maybe if you know that they're hungry, you're going to teach them to go get some snacks, help themselves. Be of present mind. Hello, beautiful lady. I'd wave at you, but I'm across the room, so I'll wave at you over here. Be of present mind. Be of the presence of your moods and emotions. Don't set yourself up for failure, right? When you get on the road, be a presence of people around you. How can you get out of that traffic? What other road can you take? There's always another path you can take. So being in awareness, developing your emotional intelligence, developing that self-leadership is a leadership of you. It is the ability to influence this one person. Because when you're at a higher vibrational state, when you're in a better state of mind, the people around you that gather around you will be supportive and loving. Right? They will change as you change. And sometimes you just have to leave the room and get away from them. That's okay. Understand, when you develop emotional intelligence, you're able to understand the awareness and you have clarity of mind of what was it that triggers you and how to move past it, right? When you're working out, you're going to go to the gym with your bottle of water, right? You probably want some cold water because out here in Vegas, it's probably about 90 degrees already. When you're going, I just went out, walked about 2 miles after I work out for an hour. I'm going to want to make sure that I got maybe some electrolytes, some coconut water, so my body doesn't tense up, so my muscles don't get fatigued. So when I go outside and it's bright outside, I'm going to bring my glasses. I got my ice water. I'm walking on a path. How do I feel? Probably going to use the restroom before I go outside and walk that path. Sit down by some water, sit for a minute and breathe, right? So pack up, prepare. You prepare to go on a hike. You prepare to go to the gym. If you're going to lift heavy weights, you take chalk, right? You don't want to lift heavy weights with a bunch of oil on your hands that you just put in and try to lift those heavy weights. You don't lift the weight that you can't lift. Otherwise, you got a gym fail and a good video. But you prepare. So prepare. How do you prepare for your emotional intelligence? If you're exhausted, you can't deal with it. Your cortisol develops if you're overstressed. There are ways to do that. So when you're in that state of mind, in that emotional intelligence, you're going to want to prep for it. The other part that triggers your fear, there's always 3 things, right? The other thing that triggers your fear is the inability to see that way out and not understand it. So you want to have the courage to kick fear to the curb and say, hey, dude, get out. I'm going to do this. You have the courage to go to the gym and lift 5 more pounds. Do you have the courage to go to the gym and and run an extra mile? Can you do it? Do you have the present state of mind? Are you trying to get out of your comfort zone and go to a kickboxing class, take a taekwondo class, do something? Because what? Movement's meditation, exercise decreases your stress, and you have the courage there. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So take that mindset from the gym and take it outside. Now you have the courage to try something. Now you have the presence of mind. How do you feel? You feel great because you could lift that extra 5 pounds. You feel great because you can kick that bag, right? And watch the dust fly everywhere when you're kicking that bag in your kickboxing class, right? You're doing some hapkido, you're doing some jujitsu, you're taking somebody down to the mat. It's awesome, right? That feeling's great, but you're letting that aggression out. And now you have the presence and the forethought to take that courage to your life and kick butt in life, but not physically kicking people on the sidewalk for pushing your triggers. Hey, I've been there. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're here. Let me know what you hear, what you want to hear, right? And the third thing, what's that third thing in emotional intelligence, right? We talked about being aware, having the clarity of thought and being aware with the situation, how you're reacting, what's triggering you, what's not triggering you. All of a sudden you're working on yourself and you're like, well, I'm not triggered. I'm in a situation that I've been in. I really don't care. Wow. It doesn't matter. Those little things will no longer matter. The third thing is internal motivation. You have motivation to go outside. It's 100 degrees and I'm going for a walk for 2 miles. After I worked out for 30 minutes, did a kettlebell workout, after I did 25 minutes of yoga, I still went outside. I had the motivation to do it. I had the motivation to come here and do this Facebook Live because it's for more reasons. I want to reach more beautiful people. I want to reach more people who are on that wavelength of, hey, I'm a good person. I'm a strong, determined person. I'm a great person, right? But I'm just not kicking butt in life. I'm not getting there. Where can you kick your own ass and get out of your own way? So be that badass. Stop getting triggered, right? Know your triggers. Be aware of it. What triggers you? Because I guarantee when you're looking at somebody else, whether it's your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your kids, you're going to tell them what triggers them and why they get triggered. Well, your sister cries because you punch her in the head. So if you don't want her to cry and you don't want to hear her scream, then don't punch her in the head, right? You get me, right? How does that work in adult life? It's the truth of life. How does that work out when we're adults? If somebody doesn't put the toilet seat down and that triggers you, perhaps they continue to do it because they know it triggers you. And why do you get triggered, right? Because you're screaming and yelling at them. So they don't care. They're still going to leave that toilet seat up, right? It's life. How do we stop that? How do we bring that magic back, right? So these are the things that I work with people on. These are why I put my digital classes together. These are why I put this course together. Self-leadership is amazing. Triggered through triumph. You want to be triumphant. You want to lead yourself into success, right? And this is how you do it. You become successful by working on you, by working on your frequencies, right? It can be quick life hacks, having tools around selenite, right? You've got Oregon with the gold and the amethyst in it. You've got essential oils, right? Working out, get outside, get some damn sunshine, get out of your own way, do something for you. Use this device. I love this because I use an app on my phone. I can't show you my phone right now or how the app looks, but it's an app on my phone that works right now as I'm talking to you to lift my frequencies, right? Take that stress away. It works on the frequency and balancing, alignment, aura photography. I just used this on my client the other day, and we had this gorgeous session, one-on-one coaching, and she had just plugged right into this Healy machine, and she's not even really aware that it's working or how it's working, where I can perform this task on her as I'm working one-on-one, and we're working on our coaching. We're working on ascension. We're working on frequencies, and frequencies and the vibes are around her. And so it's so unassuming because, you know, you don't have to lug that big machine in, and you just work on that right there. We can do energy work. The energy work, when you're increasing somebody's vibes, you're increasing your vibes too, because you're calling in your angels and guides, and you're calling in the light, you're being that lighthouse. And as they work through you as a medium, and they work through you on your client, and it's so amazing. And I've been using this puppy for a week, and I just can't get enough. It is just raising my vibes. I'm able to work out longer. I have a better boost of energy, a consistent boost of energy. You know, I got to drink less coffee, right? And for me, getting those energetic frequencies aligned. These are quick tools you can use. These are life hacks that I use on my clients all the time. So if you have questions, go to the links, book a session with me. They're complimentary. My sessions are complimentary because I want to get to know you. We want to have a counseling session and see what's going to work the best for you, so you can become joyful, so you can become happy, so you can get out of your own way. Because the only person standing in front of you is you. You've got to open the door to that joy, get out of that mental foreclosure, and just, you know, do some rehab. Call Bob Villa if you need. Actually, call Nicole here and get that rehab done on your body, because you're a fixer upper. You're going to be the glorious home. You're going to sell for double your price, right? And so you get that, right? Let's be real about how life works. It's not difficult. It's very simple. Give me a call. Go to my website, sabotagesmasher.com, or just check the Linktree bio out in the bio, right? It's right there in my bio. It's all there. If you have questions, comments, let me know. What do you think? What do you feel? What jives with you, right? Let's talk about real life. That's what I'm here for. I'm here about real life, how we see things. You know, we don't all see things in the same way. Or let's bring back all this juicy goodness of the ancient wisdom and bring it back to how it works in this planet, in this life, in our meat suits, right? I'll see you guys next week. Tune in tomorrow. We'll have Frequency Friday. And what we'll do is we'll work on meditations, quick meditations, and mindset life hacks to change your life, right? I'll see you guys on the other side. Have a great day.